This is me trying to find out positions for a good thumbnail. I'm supposed to look frustrated. And I'll tell you why. Marketplaces are not simple, and I'd like to tell you my experience with them, and if you really want to start one, how 3 main points as to how to start one and what to consider. Now let's take this off. This is just for fun. I like to use it. Now, marketplaces is not easy. Number one, the main reason is just because you have the chicken and egg problem. You need two sides of it, just like Tinder. You know, if you're a guy, you're looking for a woman, right? So if there's only guys and you don't like cock, let's be honest, you're not going to go on Tinder. So you need the buyers and the sellers. You need the whoever, right? Whoever's in it. You need the guy and the woman. In that case, I've looked at the market and I'm building one myself, a marketplace. And the good thing about them is that they last over time, right? No matter the economic fluctuations, once the marketplace becomes ingrained in the economy, people fluctuate to it. They go to it. They flock to it, not fluctuate. How do you really build a marketplace? Because it's not simple, right? Now, I've made these 3 points down that I'd like to go through. And this is also looking at, as I said, other big giants and how they made it. Also Vinted is an example. It's I don't know where they are if they're in every country, but they resell clothes, right? So you need buyers and sellers of clothes. Now, what I noticed, a common factor is that you have to start tiny, small. Okay, what does that mean? In this case, Airbnb, that's an example, didn't launch globally. They started with an air mattress during a conference in San Francisco. So you solve one problem, one really small problem, and then expand. So in this case, it's really one small sector, okay? You really start niching down. Vinted had started with their friends in that little local area to buy and sell clothes, okay? Tinder had started with universities, I believe. And so you really need to start small. That's the issue I have, kind of still have. That's because with my marketplace for buyers and sellers of businesses, I started to go in Italy, in the marketplace in Italy, in Germany, in Netherlands, in Denmark, in France, in Spain. I swear, I'm everywhere. I'm connected everywhere, which is great, but it doesn't make anything concrete, right? So I took a step back, niche down even further, and start again. Number 2, this is a fun one. Illusion of scale, okay? Now, at first, you don't have people. Like, how do you get people on? You get people on only with a network effect, only if it's useful. What Airbnb did is early listings, and they manually did that, right? Perhaps they found the early users, but you know what you could also do? Alias listings, fake listings at first. Now, nobody's gonna know. You're so small. You need to start somehow, and this is one way to do it, I believe. And this is one approach that I'm doing, is to get the flywheel spinning. To do that, you want to, create these listings, create these people, create these profiles. Okay, and the best part is that you can automate this, right? So you create a generic one, you can get AI GPT to do it for you, right? You create the format, and it'll do it. Number 3, and this is interesting. I have also quite experience with this, is picking a side and go with it. So you can't just immediately ask for buyers and sellers, okay? You need to go, in my opinion, with a more desperate one, with the one that's really in deep desire, okay? Compared to the two of them. So you can't serve both very quickly. Uber, in this case, that I wrote down, locked in drivers first, okay? As I said, Tinder focused on college campuses. If you dominate one side, then the other will follow. In this case, my case, if you have sellers of businesses, because they're desperate, they're looking for retirement, they're looking for succession, the right continuation of the business, eventually, if I just have so many sellers on my platform, buyers will come to it because they know they're there, okay? So that's the approach you got to take. You have to choose one side. And again, you can get started with the flywheel by creating these alias profiles, for instance, right? And as I said, marketplaces are not simple, okay? The best part about them is that, from my perspective, you're creating genuine value. You're connecting people in this case. In my case, it's to the continuation of someone's legacy, 20, 30 years worth of work. You don't want it to just sell to anyone. I mean, you can if you want to. I'm speaking to the people that care about the business. And as I said, marketplaces outlast. They're a long time. They are stable. They are, if you create a good system, they will stay there. So if you're thinking about that, drop more questions below if you have any questions about marketplaces. I frankly am starting to know quite a bit about them. And if you have any other generic questions, in the office we have 10 other startups. We will be changing office soon, so I don't know if the setup will change. Most likely it will. I don't know what's going to happen. That's a bit of a bummer for that. But as always, let's keep going. See you in the next one. Ciao, ciao.